What's up, guys? My name is Ghost. It's another edition of Trade Recap. How we had another insane move today in the market. Surprisingly, this week has actually gone very volatile compared to what I thought would happen coming into the week with barely any data. But nonetheless, I'm glad that we're catching the moves and we're executing. You guys are here watching and learning, hopefully, from all these videos. So I want to get into this trade that I took. It was around somewhere near, it was around 11:50, 12 o'clock Eastern time, market time. And I just want to give you guys the insight of what I use for confluences, how I held for the big move. Runners end up running for over 800%. Touch up on that again. I know I did on the last video. But before we do that, if you guys do like these videos, enjoy these trade recaps, enjoy learning stuff about the market, just hit the like, follow, subscribe, and that bell icon. Definitely want to be doing this more often with you guys. So let's get into this trade right away. So off the open, I did try this bounce on this SPX support level ad, this 44.71. As you guys can see, it wasn't really holding as strong as I wanted to. So I did get stopped out once it closed below, and I seen the volume coming in. And at that point, I'm looking for downside entries. I did scalp some puts on the way down, potentially looking for this bounce area around 44.58. Once around 44.58, I stayed patient. We broke below, and I knew where my entries were going to be. My first entry was going to be around the top of this zone on SPX, this 44.58.48. As you can see, we got that move up there. But I do want you guys to note something. I always do. I make sure I look at all my tickers and confluences. I had my SPY and ES like I always do. As we were coming, this was about 11:10 market time. As you can see right here on ES, 11:10 on market time was still just about, so the high on this candle was 44.74. I did have a strong resistance at 44.76 coming into the day. So at that point, I did know we had room to add. So I left myself some position room to add if we got to push higher. We did get that first little reaction at the top of the zone. But once we came back out, I wasn't surprised about this move coming back up and retracing a bit, because I did wanted to wait for this level on ES for a full add. I also used 44.60 as a psych number, and we did previously started getting wicks up here. And we started getting this wicks. I did say I was going to enter full puts positions right at that level. And the way I would have gotten out of that position was a 5-minute close above that level. So I stayed patient, trusted my levels, trusted my strategy. And basically, once it closed below that 5 minutes, after it did a liquidity sweep above and came back, we got that momentum pushed down. I did have my price target set at this first 44.53, where I did get some trim off, but I'd like to hold for the bigger move. As you can see here, this retracement, if we did get this rejection, I did not have a level until below down here on 44.52.75 on ES. So I wanted to make sure I had some runners for that full move. So I did wanted to trim into strength. We did get a nice selling candle, so I trimmed. Contracts moved about 40-50%. And then once we got that next push down, I did trim and tried to get to the 100% mark, where most of my positions were free and clear in the money. So at that point, now I was just watching SPY. SPY was retracing back down, but was holding stubbornly at this support level I had on 444.3. Once we broke through, that's when we got this move down. And at that point, I just waited for ES, had my runners, and I held to my price targets. So that's one of the key things I do want you guys to remember. I did speak about it in the last video. When I entered this position here, I did risk a certain amount of money. I'm looking for that big move. So my stop, I could have got stopped out while it was wicking here, but the risk reward for me was to hold and get stopped out here, or get at least to my price target. So always have that game plan. I came in with a game plan. I wanted to hold for the bigger move. I positioned for it. And once I had my free runners, it was a stress-free trading day. And I just waited to see all the support levels failing. I did see this level here potentially failing because that's where it would lined up with my ES level. So, and every time I do get a daily zone break, I look for that IV expansion, and we got that nice IV expansion. And pretty much that's how I got my runners into 800%. I hope you guys enjoyed this education. Hit the like, follow, subscribe. I'll definitely be doing more of these with you guys. Appreciate you guys. Peace.